Hello everyone, we are Group 8, and here is our Mythology and Folklore portfolio.
Hello, guys. This is Zix, and I am your first reporter for the topic. We actually chose Chinese creation myths and Norse creation myths. Okay, so now let's have the first one, which is Chinese creation myths. Chinese creation myths are symbolic narratives about the origins of the universe, Earth, and life. In Chinese mythology, the term cosmogonic myth or origin myth is more accurate than creation myth, since very few stories involve a creator deity or divine will. Traditionally, the world was created on Chinese New Year, and the animals, people, and many deities were created during its 15 days. So, this is actually how the Chinese people see how the world was created. Okay. On the other hand, we have the Norse creation myth. The Norse creation myth or cosmogony, an account of the origins of the cosmos, is perhaps one of the richest in all of world literature. Alright, so it goes like this. The world was created from the remains of the giant Ymir in Norse mythology. The three brothers dragged Ymir's lifeless body towards the center of Ginnungagap. This is the place where they created the world from the remains of Ymir. The blood became the oceans, rivers, and lakes, and the flesh became the land. So they basically believe that the world was created out of Ymir's dead bodies. Okay, alright. So if you have watched the anime Attack on Titan, or perhaps you have read the manga, you will actually have an idea about Norse mythology. So, both Norse and Chinese mythology have similarities when it comes to the creation of the universe and the titles of some of their gods. This is amazing since these two cultures were so far apart. Another thing that makes this incredible is that the fact the people of ancient China were very private people and are shrouded in secrecy. The Norse story of creation begins with nothing but chaos and darkness. So if you have the time, you can actually see the pictures above and below. The one, the pictures above are the Norse mythology or the Norse creation myth, and the below are the Chinese mythology. So yeah, I actually got the information from these sites and books. So if you have the time, you can check these out.
Chinese mythology may have more gods than any other mythology. From those deities influenced by Buddhism, Confucianism, or Taoism, to those present in traditional Chinese folk religion, a multitude of gods exist. These are the most prominent gods and goddesses of Chinese mythology. First, we have Pangu, Noah and Fuji, Jade Emperor, Sun Wukong, Zhongqua, the Eight Immortals or Bashan, Neza, Dragon King, Mazu, Shi Wangmu, Chang'e, Huyi, and Guanyin. Now we are going to talk about the Norse mythology. The Norse gods belong to two major clans, the Aesir and Vanir gods. The most prominent representative of Aesir gods are Odin, Frigg, Thor, Loki, Baldur, Hord, Heimdall, and lastly Tyr. For the Vanir gods, they contain the fertility gods which includes Njord, Frey, and his sister Freya.
The relevance of multiple pantheons long time ago and the acceptance of world religions today in Chinese and Norse mythology. Shanga, the moon goddess in Chinese mythology. People celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival for Shanga, praying for good fortune and prosperity. Chinese people celebrate Chinese Valentine's Day in honor of Xinu, the goddess of weaving, spinning, and crafts. Caixin, the god of wealth and money. During the Chinese New Year, people invoke the name of Caixin. Zhuangmu, or Queen Mother of the West. On her birthday, people celebrate Shangxi Festival, which is traditionally a day for cleaning and going on an outing. Odin is the god of both war and death, and Scandinavians believe he is the original Santa Claus. We also have Thor, the god of thunder and lightning, who is honored with a sacrificial offering on the winter solstice, similar to Christmas. Freyr, the ruler of peace and fertility. Scandinavians honor the god Frey with victory and spring sacrifices, and hope for a long life and fertility of the earth. Freya, the god of love and beauty, whom most young women now worship in order to become pregnant and find eternal love. People in both China and Scandinavia still believe that their gods and goddesses are present in their daily lives. So they perform rituals like as festivals and sacrifices in the hopes of having their prayers heard or answered by one of their gods.
I am Sheryl Sibonga, and these are the myths and stories that explain natural phenomena or symbolize existing conditions. The myth of thunder. In Chinese mythology, we have Ligang, the god of thunder. The Jade Emperor told Ligang to kill bad people, but the sky is dark, so he always kills the wrong ones. He accidentally killed Yanmu. The Jade Emperor found out and got angry that he killed the wrong person again. So the Jade Emperor revived Yanmu and made her into a goddess, made her marry Ligang as well. Yanmu's job is to work with Ligang. She uses mirrors to shine light onto Earth so Ligang can see who he hits. This is why lightning comes first. In Norse mythology, we have Thor. He was reported to emerge from his huge hall in his chariot, carried by two males. The roar of thunder was the rumble of Thor's chariot's wheels across the vault of the heavens, and in another story, he is credited with creating tides. Next, we have the myth of fire. In Chinese mythology, Zurong is the god of fire. This is the legend of how the Chinese people first received fire from the gods. Ibo, one of the king's sons, tricked the gods and stole fire from the god of fire. When the gods realized they had been duped, they unleashed a massive flood to wipe away the Chinese people. But Ibo lived on top of the hill of Shang. Because fire was important to the Shang's development into a great monarchy, Ibo is thought to be the reason the Shang established China's first dynasty. In Norse mythology, although Loki was not the god of fire, he possessed the attributes of fire. No one could deny that Loki was creative and smart, even if his creativity was exploited to sow havoc. Loki, on the other hand, could always come up with creative ways to help the other people out of difficulty. Loki managed to keep his own creative fire burning throughout the narrative. Loki, like fire, was a symbol of both creation and destruction. Then we have the myth of water. In Chinese mythology, we have Abao, the water dragon. Long ago in a remote village in China, there lived a kind and generous little boy. A terrible drought had struck and would not release its grip. Once he swallows the red stone he transforms into the water dragon. He then gives the gift of water to all of China and their crops. In Norse mythology, Ager is the god of the sea and probably the personification of the ocean's power. His wife's name is Ran, and he has 9 huge daughters named the Billow Maidens, each of whom reflects a different characteristic of the waves. Ran is typically depicted with a net, which she employs to capture seafarers.
Good day once again. For my assigned topic, I will be talking about the different mythical creatures and other famous legends and folk tales around the world. So to begin with, I present to you the different famous mythical creatures in Chinese mythology. So we have here Chinese dragon, the common legendary creature in China, He Xiu, Bai Zi, Kui, Fing Wang, Xilin, Xi Qi, Hao, Pi Fang, and Tao Tai. So as you can notice, most of the mythical creatures in China are animals. On the other hand, mythical creatures of Norse mythology are namely dwarfs, elves, Drogar, Holder, Kraken, trolls, Norns, Valkyries, Mare, and Sleipnir. There are also few animals in the mythical creatures of Norse mythology. So moving on for the famous legend and folklore in Chinese mythology, we have here the legend of the Jade Rabbit, Chang'e, the lady who lives in the moon, Pangu creating the world,
Sun Wukong the Monkey King, and Nua made human beings from mud. However, the legends and folklore of Norse mythology are Thor's wishing trip, Sif and her golden hair, Fafnir, the death of Balder, and lastly Fenrir, the monstrous wolf of Norse legend. So we have presented the sources here so you can check it out for more information.
Thank you so much for watching. Once again, we are Group 8. I am Sheryl Sibonga. We have Reyza Mae Singcol, April May Tabal, Robelyn Tabal, and Zix Taboada. May God bless everyone.